So I'm going to demo tonight's homework, which is working on your question. You have now chosen either topic A or topic B, and after you finish the earlier homework, which is the analysis table for topic B for the Socratic seminar tomorrow, you need to do this thing, which we did not have time to talk about in class. So you are either doing the symbolism topic or you are doing the crossing boundaries topic. Now, the goal of this is to try to mirror or try to imitate what kind of goes on in my brain when I'm organizing my information into a paragraph form. The things I'd like to remind you about are, and I will repeat this tomorrow in class, but one, you are supposed to find authorial choices, so the choices that the authors make. Those are often devices. Two, you are supposed to find the authorial message, so what they want to say. An example of this would be like to criticize something, or to support something, or to explore something. Explore would be like neutral, support would be positive, and criticize would be negative. You can use other words, of course. The last one is impact on the reader. This one is one that is often overlooked because it's not specifically mentioned all the time. But in most paper twos that I've looked at, past paper twos, the children have said something like, this impacts the reader by doing this. Often the impact on the reader is a nice way to support your argument on what the author's message is. The impacts that we're talking about in class are usually pathos, which is feeling, ethos, which is like building trust in an authority. Another way to say this is like establishing trust. So like, do we trust the writer and what they're saying? Logos would be like reason, so information. Pathos is, of course, making you feel something, emotion. So these are all impacts that a writer could have on a reader. Okay, with that in mind, we are now looking at our topics. Since we did symbolism in class, we're going to do topic B as my example. We talked in class about what boundaries are. I'm going to define them for my sake as limits. In this case, when I think about the limits for both, we would be going on topic 1. See, I put 1 here. So what are the types of boundaries we see? So I might make a MYI Angelou paragraph or a MYI Angelou section, and I might make a Seamus Heaney section. Yes. You're being recorded.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm just asking a question.
Yeah.
Can we use the ideas that we did at the Socratic seminar?
Absolutely, I am encouraging you to. That's good for the kids who are doing homework as well.
Is it okay if it's like, if the, I was going to use the Black Ocean, the part where Isaac said, is that okay to add in?
Yes. Because you will have to build the argument. And what we're doing in Socratic Seminar is just part of that work. Okay. So even if you use the same ideas as another kid, the way you build out the argument will always be different. Okay, so MYI Angelou, some of her boundaries are racial limits. Some of them are gender-based. Sometimes, if you dig deep, she's got poverty. She grew up very poor. And Seamus Heaney grew up in Northern Ireland I'm pretty sure he grew up during what they call the bad times, which is when Northern Ireland was like firebombing or getting firebombed. It was very, very violent, that period of time in Ireland. So we have poverty and war, limitations of gender. Maybe men were seen as caretakers or supporters. They do the manual labor. I'm not sure I see anything racial in this poem. I'm not sure he introduces anything. I think I see a lot of this. Maybe tradition, the limitations of tradition. These are the things we discussed in class. So now I'm saying the types of boundaries, right? If you want to get deep down into it, then you can say exactly what. So the tradition is like potato farmers. And the men as supporters, or like manual laborers. The power of man comes from his physical strength. And obviously a pen has a different kind of power. Racial, she literally says Black Ocean. Right? If you think about the ocean doesn't have any limits. It's literally like most of the planet. Gender, I'm going to say diamonds. The diamond section, talking about gender. Poverty. Maybe the reference to oil wells, gold mines. Is it something to do with that? So different boundaries of it. Are you going to use all of these? No, of course not. But we're trying to pick our favorites here. So then literature is all about crossing those boundaries, both physically and mentally. In which ways and to what extent? So in what ways is going to be talking about like whether it's a physical boundary or if it's a mental boundary. And possible messages. And then later to pick the one that is supported by your boxes 1 and 2. Your final author's message must connect to the devices, the authorial choices, and the impact on the audience. So then that's what we're working on. Right now, you're just kind of vomiting up all the evidence you've got so that you have something to work with when we do outlines tomorrow. That is an example of the homework. I did not finish it because that would be unfair. Okay, I will see you tomorrow. Good job. Bye-bye.